Well, night number 6 of our Thunder Through the Plains with the All-Star Circuit of Champions is getting ready to get underway, and tonight we are here in West Burlington, Iowa at the 34 Raceway. This will be my first ever start at this place. Looking forward to getting the 18T to a new facility. Welcome back to today's video. We are just about 30 minutes away from engine heat, getting our night started here as we kind of close up the Thunder Through the Plains series. We're getting towards the last 2 nights. We're here at the 34 Raceway for night number 6, and tomorrow at the Knoxville Raceway. Hopefully the weather continues to look better and better. Originally there was a big possibility of it raining out the finale, and we really need those valuable laps at Knoxville. That place is so tough, and going into 360 Nationals, it'd be awesome to have some laps there at a show beforehand. But as I said, welcome back to today's video. It is going to be another typical all-star format. We're expecting anywhere between 23 and 25 410s here in the pit area. We are going to have engine heat. We're going to hop right into hot laps. I drew a 9 pill, so I'm assuming I'm going to be in the first group. Then we're going to have single car qualifying, an 8-lap heat race, possibly a semi feature, and then an A main event here at the 34 Raceway. Now this place is a 1/3 clay mile oval. I've watched plenty of shows here in the past between late models and sprint cars. It looks super racy, and as I mentioned, we are going to be getting our night started. So let's head back to the pit area. It's time to suit up, and we will be heading out for qualifying soon. Well, qualifying here at the 34 Raceway is complete. We ended up 16th quick out of 23 410s. Went out fairly early. We definitely had one of the better track states of the whole field. As cars just kept going and going, it only started to slicken off more. And my main mistake is I just got high on both of my laps. 1 and 2, it was literally on the very edge. I'm surprised no one really went over, because you almost get your right rear up on the top and it flattens out the higher you go. So if you get too high, you just lose so much time, and the same goes for 3 and 4. It banks up and then it just flattens off a little bit, and if you get on the flatter part, man, it gets you tight and it almost pushes you away from the proper line on the track. So we end up 16th quick. I believe we're going to be starting 6th now in our heat race. Everyone transfers to tonight's show, but like I talked about, the track is slicking off a ton. Everyone early on was qualifying around the top, and then even towards the end, they started rolling right through the middle and towards the bottom. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be in the first heat race. All-Stars run a quick show, so I'm going to go get in right now. Starting 6th, we just got to see what the guys ahead of me do, try to follow one, look for any open spots, and really get aggressive up on the wheel. Well, a little bit of a rough go there in our heat race. You guys saw on like lap 2, I spun out. I actually had a good start. I was able to kind of move into 5th there, but I just didn't get low enough into 1 and 2, which it's really difficult to find a good line. It's not distinctive like, hey, there's grip here and there's grip here. The racetrack's almost dirty like an Ohio dirt track when we were on Ohio Speed Week. The lane almost changes a little bit, but the bottom was really, really good there in that first heat race, and I kind of rolled through the middle, and then as I fell back maybe a spot or 2, I went down into 3 and 4, and I just got on the gas, and I don't know if I caught grease or just was in the slick, but I looped it. And after that, I wasn't able to recover. I just really struggled in my laps in the heat race. Like I mentioned, trying to find a good line, not spin the tires. The racetrack is just getting super slick, so we're gonna make a ton of adjustments to add side by, tighten up the race car, and take away a little bit of power because we're not gonna need it. When I spun out, another car just barely clipped my front bumper. Luckily, that was the only damage. We will have, I believe, a 30-lap feature coming up next, and that's really what we need at these tracks, just more and more laps. Sometimes the start of the night can be great, sometimes it can be rocky, kind of like tonight, and we just got to keep moving forward, try to make the race car better. I just got to try to keep, hitting my marks and figure out a good line for me and try to work my way as far forward as possible. Well, the A feature here at the 34 Raceway is up next. One of the things I haven't really talked too much about today is how the weather has been a little bit different than when we were in Missouri and Kansas. It's a lot cooler, and I'm sure that kind of affects the track a little bit differently, but it's still super slick. They reworked it before the sprint car dash, then they ran the dash, and then they ran the 305 feature. RA is up next, and they're getting ready to rework it a little bit again, just kind of scratching different lines. It actually looked really good for the 305A, super slick, a bottom, a top, you could kind of work the banking. We're rolling off from 20 seconds, so I'm gonna have to move around a ton. The biggest thing is just trying to get me comfortable. I talked about so many different changes, and I think that's kind of a lot of how our week has been. We struggle early in the night, go into these new places, trying to figure it out, and then towards the A, when I have some time, I can settle down. Maybe I'm a little bit farther towards the back, so I have some guys to chase. I can really start to figure it out. So we have an A feature coming up next, getting ready to put my lid on, and then we will be rolling out. We have our 4-wide salute and then right to the green. Well, the 30 lap feature here from the 34 Raceway is complete, and I have two fans that wanted to be in the video. They asked me earlier, the night is over and now they're in it. What's your name, buddy?
Jackson.
Jackson and?
Tate.
Tate, and did you guys have fun at the races tonight?
Yeah, I had fun watching you.
Is this your guys' home track?
Yeah.
Awesome. So it was so cool to see all the fans, a huge turnout tonight in such an awesome facility. So great to be here in Burlington, Iowa for a night of racing, on to Knoxville tomorrow. No surprise, the fans are gone, feature's over, and Carly is still working. Not a harder working crew member on the team than my younger sister. I know you guys obviously see all the good things that happen on camera. Carly and I fight, we're competitive, but man, we got a great relationship, and it's awesome how much she helps out me when I'm racing with the 18T. As far as our feature, we started 22nd. I think we came home 14th or 15th. So obviously we went forward. Unfortunately, the racetrack did kind of come to lockdown rubber, probably about 10 to go, maybe a little bit before that. It definitely started to get abrasive in certain spots about 10 laps in, and then over the course of the rest of the race, it just slowly got faster and faster in certain areas. Mainly around the top side, about 3/4 the way up the track, maybe almost all the way around the top, especially in 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4 it was a little bit lower. And then after that, it just was a little bit more difficult to pass. I mean, the whole field is running similar times. Here is a look at my right rear. If we probably had about 5 more laps, I'm not sure this thing would have made it. So rubber down midway through, we were able to pass some cars, got a couple of gifts with other guys spinning out or having tire problems. But overall, compared to where we started the night here at the 34 Raceway and where we ended it, I'm happy. Now I wish I could just go do the night all over again, because that's what we need. We just need some laps initially to kind of get going. By the A, we start to figure things out and get more comfortable, and then during those 30 laps, we only get better and better. So now we will be on to Knoxville tomorrow. Before we leave though, I want to show you guys the track. Well, here is a look at the 34 Raceway after the All-Star Circuit of Champions competed here for the night. You can kind of see where it got really, really dark here and started to lay some rubber and gain time. The racetrack ended up getting much faster there at the end of the feature than it started with, so they did a lot of prep. They actually was out here with the grader, and they were trying to bring a little bit of grip back, but not too much, and it ended up burning off within like 2 or 3 laps, and guys started going back to the normal lines that they were running earlier. And I feel like this place has so much potential. Super wide, super slick, kind of flattens off a little bit up here by the wall, but you could run multiple different lines, and guys were sliding each other all night long. As far as a recap though of our feature, we started in the back and we were able to make all the laps. We did not get lapped, and we started to go forward, and we were right behind some really fast guys that have been out here doing it for a while. And I feel like we find ourselves saying that a little bit. By the A main event, we're able to get up to the pace we need to be, and then it's just we start so far in the back, it's hard to make up progress because everyone's so fast. It's hard to pass these guys, but I feel like maybe if we started a little farther up front, we have potential to finish better, if that makes sense. At one point, I was right there behind Rico, Justin Peck, and they were getting really, really dicey in front of me. Here's a look at entry. A couple times I was kind of working right here through the middle. The bottom wasn't bad either. One thing I wanted to mention that a fan commented in one of my videos from Lake Ozark, and I thought that was a great way to describe kind of what we're doing out here. We are paying our dues. We are literally in my freshman year of racing with the big boys, and yes, we are getting beat up, if that's the best way to put it. We're getting our butts kicked. We're really, really learning. We're going to these new tracks. We're seeing them for the first time, and we're trying to get up to speed as fast as possible. And then I also saw another comment where some people said, hey, maybe you guys should stay on the West Coast more, not travel as far out to race. Maybe you're not necessarily ready for it. And I think one thing I wanted to say is I don't think anyone is ever necessarily ready to come and race with the World of Outlaws or the All-Stars. You kind of just have to go for it. You have to take that leap, kind of like what we're doing right now. And yes, we are getting our butts kicked. It's tough on us, but you just have to keep on racing, keep going after that. And I think that goes for many other series, not necessarily at just this high level. It could be in quarter midget racing, moving up to the next level, or outlaw karts or micros. Sometimes you do just have to go for it and pay your dues and learn, because it will definitely pay off one day if you keep going for it. So that would be my word of encouragement. We are definitely making a little bit of progress, but there's so much room to go. We're racing against guys that have been literally dedicating their life to this sport, and in order to compete with them, we just have to keep standing on the gas, keep learning, keep getting after it, and be more aggressive. So I'll see you guys all in the next one. Thank you to all my sponsors: Earth Environmental, Next Gen Def, Carson Oil, Lafarge, Pit Stop USA, OMA KTM, QRC, Fast 4 Media, On-Site Screeners, everyone that helps out, you fans for watching, and everyone that stopped by the 34 Raceway. It sure was one heck of a facility, one heck of a racetrack. Unfortunately, it did take rubber, but we made the most of it. See you guys all in the next one, and thank you so much for watching. Deuces.